Hi, doctor.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, we can start now.
Okay. Thank you so much. So let's start the presentation and I will talk about how to boost your immune system during this coming soon flu and cold season. I am Dr. Grace, and today we'll answer this big question. Why do some people get sick frequently while others remain resilient in the same environment and sometimes in the same family? The answer is not just genetic, but can lie in lifestyle choices. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Grace. I'm a specialist in family medicine, board certified in lifestyle medicine, and co founder of the Italian Society of Lifestyle Medicine. My mission is not just curing the illness, but creating wellness. This is our agenda for today. Let's start briefly to speak about what is immunity. So, to explain very easily what's the immune system, let's compare to a soccer team. So, if skin and mucosal barriers are the defenders, they keep everything out from the body. Then we have the midfielders that are the white blood cells. They communicate, they organize the immune response, and then they bring the information to the strikers that are the antibodies. They go straight to the goal to basically to destroy all the inflammation or disease. Balance is the key. If this team work too much, then we can get autoimmune disorder. If this team work less and not enough, then we are prone to get recurrent infections. Where do we get this infection? The reality is that virus, bacteria, and fungi live naturally on our skin and mucosal surfaces. So when something goes wrong, and there are some triggers like nutrient deficiency, stress, poor sleep, then these virus bacteria can overgrow and take advantage, leading to illness. Let's mention some insights from leading expert in how to boost the immune system. Dr. Roger is a pulmonologist working at the clinic in the critical unit, and he is a supporter of the New Start program that stands for nutrition. N stands for nutrition, E for exercise, W for water, S for sunlight, T for temperance, meaning avoidance of excess of sugar, alcohol, smoking, A for air, R for rest, and T for trust in God, in community, in life. But trust is important. Then some other tips to improve the immunity according to Dr. Roger could be sauna or cold plunge, and also some special mention to some supplements like N-acetylcysteine and zinc. Basically, immune system, how to boost the immune system can be compared to the Swiss cheese model, meaning that one layer could be nutrition, one layer could be water, one other layer is supplement, other layer vaccination. So these different layers can build up our immune defense. Dr. Andrew Huberman, that is a PhD and a professor at the Stanford University, support how morning sunlight can strengthen our immune system, increasing our cortisol, that is the stress hormone, but cortisol, short increasing of cortisol can be protective. Dr. Ronda, that is PhD in biomedical science, support key nutrients like vitamin D, omega-3, and polyphenol that can be found in a plant-rich-based diet that is an anti-inflammatory diet. All these pillars are supported by the most important guidelines in health, like the National Institute of Health in the USA, Mayo Clinic, and American College of Lifestyle Medicine, supporting diet, sleep, exercise, stress reduction, and vaccination. So let's mention what to avoid first, and then we'll go through what to do to improve the immune system. This is what to avoid. As most of all would know, smoking is not just for cancer, but can weaken our immune system as much as excessive alcohol, sedentary life, that is as harmful as smoking, sleep deprivation, chronic stress, and a calorie-dense diet rich in sugar, junk food, and processed food. Let's go through what to do to improve and support our immune system with lifestyle pillars. Nutrition. When we talk about a nutrition that can support our immune system, we talk about some kind of diet like the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet that is prescribed for hypertension, and the portfolio diet that is prescribed for hypercholesterolemia. So these diets have in common that support an increasing intake of fruits, vegetables, whole grain, legumes, and nuts, and a reduced intake of red and processed meat, added sugar, saturated fats that are specifically in junk food and processed food. Basically, these, as I told, these diets are anti-inflammatory and reducing the infections and also increasing the health, our metabolic health in order to protect heart and brain. So basically, this anti-inflammatory diet can feed our good bacteria, that is the good bacteria of the gut, that is our microbiome, that is not just in the gut, but is also on the skin and in all over our body, and helps our immune system to fight infections. Important is the balance. So increasing the level of anti-inflammatory food like fruit, vegetables, and whole grain legumes and nuts, and reducing the pro-inflammatory, like I mentioned, meat, sugar, and fats, saturated fats. Second lifestyle pillar is exercise that can definitely support immune system and metabolic health. How much physical activity is advised according to the WHO guidelines, that is the World Health Organization? We should aim at least to 150 minutes per week of moderate activity, meaning brisk walking, or 75 minutes per week of vigorous activity like running, plus a couple of sessions per week of muscle strength. Again, balance is the key. Too much activity can, like overtraining, can temporarily dip the immunity. Third lifestyle pillar is the sleep. Sleep and can definitely support the immune system, and is also an anti-inflammatory tool, and can help vaccination to work better. How much hours should we sleep? At least 7 hours per night, and should be of good quality, a good quality sleep. Less than 6 hours sleep deprivation can lead to high risk of infection and recurrent cold and flu, for example. Fourth pillar of lifestyle approach is the stress. I would like to differentiate between chronic stress that is harmful and acute stress that can be helpful. Chronic stress, meaning being always in an overload mood, can spike the cortisol, and we don't want to have always cortisol on top, because always cortisol on top can reduce and weaken our immune system and also promote this chronic low-grade inflammation. Opposite to chronic stress, we have the acute stress. So a brief cortisol rise can bring the key immune cells wherever it's needed. So this is helpful, in opposition to the chronic stress. How to manage chronic stress and acute stress? Basically, managing and reducing chronic stress can be aimed with some strategy like mindfulness, relaxation, CBT, that stands for cognitive behavioral treatment or psychotherapy, regular moderate activity, and social connection. This can reduce our chronic cortisol level. Indeed, to support and to get this short spike of cortisol that is protective, we can eventually go for brief intense exercise like HAAT, cold plunge or sauna session. These help to have a short-term spike of cortisol that is protective for our immune system. And these basically can be applied in prevention or when we start to not feel unwell, when we feel that cold is coming. This strategy can be applied eventually. Then another pillar of lifestyle is sunlight. Exposure to sunlight is not just helpful for for making vitamin D, but is also helpful to increase level of serotonin and cortisol and reducing the level of melatonin, that is the night hormone. Sunlight on the skin can help to produce and to synthesize vitamin D. Sunlight that hit the retina, that hit the eye, basically, can help to regulate this hormone, the melatonin, that is the night hormone, and reducing melatonin. So exposure to sun can waking up us. And contemporary can increase serotonin, that is the mood regulator, and cortisol, that is the fight or flight hormone. It's also called like this. Basically, an amount of 30 minutes per day of direct sun, most of the days, can be really helpful to improve immunity, mood, metabolic health. And this exposure should be done within 30-60 minutes of waking up. And always be careful to stay below the sunburn threshold. Sixth pillar of lifestyle approach, hydration and air quality. Hydration can help to keep our mucosal barrier intact, and this is the first line defense of our body. Dehydration, on the opposite side, can open the door to the infection. Air quality and humidity. Optimal humidity stands between 40 and 60%. On the opposite side, dry air and AC can weaken the mucosal barrier and again open the door to the infection. The same is done, unfortunately, by pollution. So, unfortunately, here we use a lot of AC to survive during the summertime, and this can get dry the airway. And even during the summertime, I'm visiting a lot of cold and flu infections, unfortunately. And seventh pillar of lifestyle approach, positive social connection, that are really, really, really important. It's not just a matter of diet, physical activity, sleep, stress. Also, having a good social support can make a huge difference on immune system and on our long-term health. This could be somehow linked to the level of cortisol, because social isolation can increase our cortisol in a chronic way. So, additionally, it has been proven by tons of research that group interventions can have a better outcome than individual intervention. So, for example, let's say obesity program made in a group can aim to reach a better outcome in terms of weight loss. Last but not least, lifestyle pillar is the microbiome, or good bacteria of our body. Good bacteria support our immune system and protect the barriers of our body that defends us from getting infection. How to support the microbiome? Can be done by probiotics that are the good bacteria from food, for fermented food, or from supplements. Prebiotics, that stands for food for good bacteria, can be found in mostly in plant-based food. Exercise, regular circadian rhythm and good sleep, sunlight, vitamin D, and hydration. All of them support the microbiome. Then, alongside the lifestyle, we can also top up with the supplements. The most important for supporting of immune system are vitamin D, that can come from sun or from daily supplements. It's important to not overuse these supplements and stay within safer upper limits to avoid toxicity. Vitamin C and zinc can be taken in prevention or to reduce the duration of the infection and disease. Vaccinations work synergically with lifestyle habits and with supplement. This is, for example, the season in which is appropriate to take the influenza shot to prevent this very bad infection. And this is the last slide today, in which I would like to invite you to go through the list and pick one healthy habit to adopt or one harmful habit to avoid. A strong immune system is not built in a day, but the small choices we repeat, but in the more choices we repeat every day. Thank you so much for your attention and for your commitment to improving your health. Any question? I'm opening the chat. Okay, thanks, doctor. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ashan. Ashan, sorry. One question. The market is flooded with the immunity boosting supplements. From a medical perspective, which one have you seen credible evidence for and which are more marketing hype? How does one navigate this safely? Good question, good point. So the one that are mostly supported by that are evidence-based are, as I mentioned, vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc. Then can be also be taken vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B, but these are supported by less evidence. So for sure, vitamin D, C, and zinc. All the rest we can discuss. How to navigate, it's hard. Talk with your family doctor, talk with your doctor, and also rely on credible source. Don't read everything is online. There are some websites that are really reliable. I can talk with your doctor and be careful with the source, with the website you are consulting. Thank you. So then we have this question. April Damot. Sorry for the pronunciation if I mistakenly pronunciate your name. How important are vitamins and supplements compared to getting nutrients from whole food? As I told, is the Swiss cheese model. Supplements are important. Whole foods is important. But as a lifestyle medicine doctor, I think that whole foods would be more important than supplements because supplements can focus on one target. Whole foods basically improve your overall health in terms of immune system and also in terms of longevity, chronic disease like diabetes, obesity, and hypertension. So I can say that whole foods can be more important of supplements. Then Rashid Ahmad is asking autoimmune diseases, how to refix this issue in general. Oh my God, I would be the one to fix the autoimmune disease because autoimmune disease for a doctor is a very big topic. There is for sure a genetic predisposition, plus there are some reasons, there are some environmental reasons. It's not an easy answer and it's not an easy question. We can do our best in order to prevent, and lifestyle change can be supportive of medication. It's a combination of approach. We can do our best. We can sleep well, we can have a good food, a good diet, but then when disease comes, then we have to rely also on medication. Thank you. Then Vienna Rose is asking to share the slide. Of course, I will. I'll be happy to do that. Definitely. And if you want to send me an email, if you want to get in touch with me, I will be happy to answer your question. Other question. We share the presentation, of course. Okay, then Fast Tech is asking if NAD is good for regenerate body cells. It's controversial. Maybe. It's not as much supported by the scientific research as vitamin C, D, and zinc. Then Goker is asking about magnesium. Magnesium is amazing when it comes with sleep. With the immune system, there is not much relation actually. So magnesium is mostly for a good night of sleep. So if I can say magnesium help to sleep and having a good night of sleep can help immune system. So in this way, it can somehow indirectly link to the immune system. Then, Khalid is asking, how can we determine if you are at risk of vitamin D deficiency? With blood test. We can easily measure the level of vitamin D by blood test. This is easy to be done. Then Sieda Mahnur is asking me for arthritis and fibromyalgia. Which vitamin do you recommend? It depends. Because for so fibromyalgia is mostly pain and fatigue, but it depends on the patient needs. So this should be individualized as approach. There is Hussam that is writing in Italian. Grazie mille. You're most welcome. Prego. If someone has a weak immune system, is it possible to revert the situation and strengthen the immune system again by following the tips you shared? Definitely. I can say that if there is just a weakness of the immune system due to lifestyle, stress, and this reason can be reverted, definitely. If there is some medical condition, then it's a bit, it's a different story. But for a weak immune system, definitely what I shared with you can be really, 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 really helpful to revert. Can we then, Oluwalomola, Felix is asking, can we take vitamin C tablets daily as a lifestyle to boost the immune system, especially when you are too busy to have vitamins, when you are too busy to have 7 hours sleep daily, which vitamin C cannot replace sleep deprivation, unfortunately, but if you can do your best with the other pillars and have it not and have a bit of sleep deprivation, then somehow can be supportive, can be helpful. What about vitamin overdose? Oh, I visit so much patients with vitamins overdose. That's why I prefer to check before prescribing and advising the right dosage of vitamin to be taken. Let me give you an example. For vitamin D, it's better to check because overdose can be harmful. For vitamin C, no need to check because there is no risk for overdose. Zinc, it's better to check the level before starting because overdose can be risky. So it depends. And then the hardest thing is multivitamins. That's hard to check and to see if they are really effective because there are so many ingredients and you have to go through all of them and check the level. Then Arwa is asking, can red light lamps help with vitamin D supplementation if I don't get enough? Red light doesn't help with the vitamin D red light cannot help with vitamin D because for vitamin D we need sunlight and UVA and UVB. Unfortunately, we cannot do enough if with red light it's not the way. Supplementation is needed in this case. Then, how helpful multivitamins tablet is asking Suraj. The multivitamins, as I told, is a big topic because it depends on the multivitamin. So, in my clinical practice, I advise for multivitamins specifically when, for example, a patient has vomit and diarrhea and cannot take enough food. Or, for example, a patient is taking a weight management medication, not able to eat enough, and then multivitamins can be supportive. So in specific situation can be helpful. Otherwise, the risk of overdose is high, actually. Salil Kumar is asking, what is the frequency of vitamin checks to be done in diabetic patients? Diabetic patient, it's good to be done. So for diabetic, the most common deficiency could be vitamin B12 if patient is taking metformin. So vitamin B12 can be checked every 6 months or once a year, or can be checked if some symptoms are reported by the patient, for example, numbness, dizziness, then it's the case to check. So every 6 months or when symptoms comes. Then Alisa is asking, what's the best way to maintain muscle mass as we age? Okay, muscle mass training with strength exercise, not for getting a bulky body, but for maintaining our metabolic system working. And then another way to maintain muscle is to control the intake of proteins. And also creatine as a supplement can be really, really helpful to support muscle and also brain and heart health. Then Arwa is asking, is there a difference between B12 deficiency and B12 anemia and its effect on the body and the immunity? So vitamin B12 deficiency most of the time, 90% of the time, comes and gives anemia. So when there is a deficiency of vitamin B12, there is anemia. So basically they are the same. And the effect of immunity. Vitamin B12, it's not strictly linked to immunity, but it's strictly linked to anemia and level of oxygen in the body. So it affects mostly the level of energy, and sometimes vitamin B12 can give some numbness and dizziness. So it's mostly related to the level of energy of the body. Shalom is asking, is it okay to take multivitamin tab once or twice in a week on a regular basis? It can be helpful to prevent overdose. Then Yusha is asking, could you please recommend some foods that help boost immunity? Okay, this is a big question. Basically, there is no specific food, but it's a balance. So if you consider that we have at least 21 meals per week, including breakfast, lunch, dinner for 7 days per week, we should aim to take good food, as I mentioned, mostly plant-based food. So whatever is plant-based, meaning fruits, vegetable, legumes, nuts, seeds, these are all important for our immune system and metabolic health, and also for longevity. So there is no specific food, but it's a matter of balance. So taking good food and avoiding bad food, like processed food, meat, trans 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 fat trans fats that it's contained in the processed food. It's a matter of balance. Thank you. A lot of questions. I'm very happy. Then Panton is asking, is there any specific types of testing you would recommend other than regular test blood to investigate how well your digestive system is functioning? Actually, for digestive system, there is no specific blood test, unfortunately. Digestive can be assessed with a visit. So talking about what is good for you, what is not good for you. For example, with the food diary, that's food. What affect the digestive system are mostly food and stress. So if you could do a kind of food and stress diary, this could help to understand if your digestive system is working properly or if you could do some change. But for specific blood test, the only thing we can check in the blood is and that can give some digestive problems is an infection that is called Helicobacter pylori. That can be detected in the blood test, but there is no specific test. It's just gastroscopy and colonoscopy. And for digestive system, is again is a big topic, is a big question. Haleh. Sorry, I'm troubling reading your name. I'm so sorry if I pronounce them wrongly. Thank you for your wonderful section. Thank you so much. I appreciate. How do you link intermittent fasting to boosting immunity? Okay, intermittent fasting is amazing. For boosting immunity, So basically, intermittent fasting is a big help with the metabolic health, because basically, if we give to our body the time to recover from the stress of digestion, energy of the body can go to repair and to reduce the oxidative stress in the body. So, as let's say, fasting, intermittent fasting is antioxidant. So, in this way, it helps to reduce to improve the immune system. Rodriguez is asking, what are some good ways to strengthen my bones and get enough calcium if I'm lactose intolerant? I enjoy milk, but my body doesn't tolerate it well. Okay, calcium doesn't come just from milk. It comes also from green leafy vegetables. So, for example, rocket contains a lot of calcium. So you can get enough calcium also from others from plant-based source. If not enough, you can rely on calcium supplement. Anwar is asking how to reduce internal inflammation. Internal inflammation, what do you mean specifically? Internal inflammation, bad inflammation, um, basically with what I mentioned, so lifestyle, supplements, vaccination, or maybe I don't get your question. Magdalene is asking, can you please suggest remedies for allergy and breathing issues of staying 24/7 air conditioned closed space? Yes, this is a big problem here in Dubai. I know. I can feel you. I do the same basically. I spend too much time. Even if I try to get my sunlight at the waking up time. Uh, so it's still a challenge. It's a big challenge, definitely. So, remedies for allergy. Air purifier. I have it at home. That's really helpful. Uh, Breathing issue. Do you have asthma by chance? Because if there is asthma, then it can be discussed, and or maybe some medication could be done. But again, to strengthen your immune system because allergy basically is a kind of autoimmune disease, meaning that your body is overreacting to dust. So to calm down this overreaction, you can rely on what we discussed. So sleep, diet, physical activity, some supplements. So you can definitely improve your breathing with this strategy we mentioned. Breathing also can be supported by breathing exercises. I wish I gave you enough answer. These are all very interesting questions. And then Rashid is asking, what's the solution for the session allergy against pollution, dust, and pollen? What's the solution? This is a big question again. I don't have the solution. Because here in Dubai, we have a lot of sand in the air. And as an asthmatic person, I am an asthmatic patient. I struggle a lot. I have asthma, so I'm taking the treatment for asthma, plus doing everything I mentioned. And for pollution, oh my God, I would have the answer actually, because this is a kind of responsibility. It's not my, it's just my responsibility. It should be done on some other level, not by me. But so individually, it's hard to manage and to stay away from pollution. What we can do, again, air purifier, but then air pollution is a big issue all over the world. If I mean, we can manage whatever it's at home, but again, if we open the door, whatever is at home will be mixed with whatever is outside. So air pollution is a big issue. Then, Henning is asking if you chronically develop cyst boils, that is a low immune system, how to clear your blood or skin from this bodily infection? Cyst, basically, cyst also is an overreaction of the body. So again, I would share with you the presentation. Rashida is telling me some AC also making sneeze a lot. Maybe you have allergy to dust and maybe it's allergy, because sneezing most likely is related to allergy. So then Lika is asking me to suggest some good vitamin C and B12 supplements based on the clinical trials. Okay, so I can share with you the quantity of vitamin C and vitamin B12 that you could take. So for vitamin C, you should aim to get at least 1-2 gram daily. And you can eventually, so 1 for a prevention, 1 gram for prevention, and 2 gram when you get cold, flu, and infection can be helpful to speed up the process of healing. For vitamin B12, I would advise to take supplement only if there is a deficiency or you are following a vegan diet, because also an overdose of vitamin B12 can be harmful. I don't feel to share some brand because it's not it's not this the right place. But for vitamin C, I can share with you the quantity: 1-2 gram vitamin and vitamin B12 according to the lab report. Mohammed is asking me what's the best multivitamins capsules. It depends. It depends on the basically how do I choose the best multivitamins. So when I have the need to take my multivitamins, I rely on the brand. So if the brand is a solid brand with evidence-based research, then I select that one. It's not easy because basically multivitamins is a big topic that came after my degree, and during the medical school we don't have basically the knowledge about multivitamins. So we are building up our knowledge about multivitamins. So I can answer with my personal and professional experience. I rely on a good brand, plus I go through the list of ingredients to check if they reach the daily amount we should get. Okay, Arwa is asking me a good question. Can constant allergies be linked to mold exposure? Should we have AC system and home checked? Definitely. For example, at at home. I do it. I do the AC deep cleaning yearly, at least once a year, because definitely that can do a huge difference. Okay, then Rashid is asking which better type of vitamin B12? Methylcobalamin is the best because of the short availability, because it's immediately available for the body. Okay, thank you so much for your questions.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank
It's
you
my
for this amazing
pleasure.
session.
It's my
Thank you all for
pleasure.
attending.